Hey there, welcome everybody to the Black Hole Podcast reboot. This is also a deep dive movie review into Casino Royale. And this is actually take two because I fucked up the first recording. Okay, now, I've always loved the James Bond franchise. And when um when Pierce Brosnan got done with his tenure as James Bond in 2002, the producers of the James Bond franchise decided to go into a new direction, and they picked a very, very unique person to do it. They picked Daniel Craig, of course, and it so it was like a much harder Bond, and I just love it. And as a matter of fact, um, Sean Connery is my number one favorite James Bond, but Daniel Craig is like a very close second. And they got Martin Campbell to direct Casino Royale, which was a smart choice because, like, he also directed Pierce Brosnan in 1995's GoldenEye. Now, what's so special about Casino Royale is the fact that it's such a close adaptation to the 1953 novel of the same name by Ian Fleming. Um, of course, they added some like poofy post 9/11 stuff to like beef up the story a little bit. But other than that, it's pretty much a very close, faithful adaptation. And yeah, because but before I get into the movie itself, um, one of the reasons why Pierce Brosnan didn't do a fifth outing is because um in Eon Productions, the production company that creates the James Bond movies, got the rights back to Casino Royale in 1997. It's something to do with the Ralph McQuarrie lawsuit with Thunderball, that it was wrapped up with Columbia instead of MGM, so they couldn't actually produce it until they couldn't get their hands on it until the lawsuit was over and all that. But the lawsuit, they won the lawsuit in '97, and they figured, well, since it is a a new like century, it was a new century. It was time for a new Bond, and which, in hindsight, it was a fantastic time to do it, and so it was off to the races for Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig was well, he was up for the running for a while, but before that, well, he was screen tested with like a bunch of big name actors at the time. Still big actors, but I mean, they had the who's who to. I mean, everybody wanted the job, and I mean, everybody from Obi-Wan Kenobi himself, uh, Ewan McGregor, all the way down to a 25-year-old Henry Cavill, who actually was close to becoming Bond then. But, of course, Daniel Craig beat him out. And then the whole blonde Bond press bullshit started. And so that was it started off with a negative, like, thing, but they pushed through, and Daniel Craig proved to them and the world that, he was the right guy for the job. And I love the movie. I probably watch it at least 3 times a year. I'm a big, massive Bond fan, and but it's one of my go tos. Um, and quite frankly, because it's a beautifully shot movie. It's a Bond movie, and it looks like one too. I mean, beautiful wide angle or like wide angle shots, long takes, beautiful scenery. It's the way a Bond movie should be made, and I could always remember um going to see it in theaters, and the first thing, and it was kind of jarring, was I was expecting, like, the James Bond gun barrel sequence to start the movie, and when it happened, I was like, what the fuck? It was all black and white. But then but then it started, and I quite liked the black and white sequence in the beginning, because it showed the audience that, like, this, like, new Bond, Daniel Craig, wasn't fucking around. He had a nice grasp of the character, and the cool thing about black and white is you could, be more brutal in action sequences, um or it might seem like that, because I don't know, you could just get away with more with black and white. And the scene where they cut to the bathroom, and he's basically cramming that guy's face into the sink, um that and you could see the anger and all the stuff in his eyes, and I love that grainy black and white stuff. And but so yeah, that started off with a bang. And but quite frankly, it started out like that, and I wish they would have done the whole movie like that. Um, but I'm glad they didn't. But it would have been cool if they would have done a version of the movie where it was all black and white, like as a bonus thing, or whatever. But I digress. And one of the things I really like about the movie is they decided to put real life stuff in the movie, because um instead of making it like way back, like, in the 50s kind of era kind of thing, which that's never been done in the Bond franchise. It's always been fresh. It's always been about today. And back then, of course, the big thing was like around, like, b- between 2003 and 2006, it was really the post 9/11 era, and a lot of movies portrayed that, and this was no different. And the because it had a bunch of like terrorist angles in it, and bomb makers and all this stuff. And as a matter of fact, Lashif, the bad guy of the movie, he was portrayed as the bankers, or I mean the terrorist banker, and which which I think that was a awesome choice, because in the book, if you guys ever read the book, he was always he was a member of Smersh, which was a precursor to Spectre, and he was a big fat guy that was a pimp and a gambler and all that stuff. But they decided to get away from that because, well, one, it is PG-13, and it just fit better. And Mads Mikkelsen isn't a fat guy at all, but he is menacing. And um so like so they did the terrorist angle for a while, but around the 40-minute mark, that's when Casino Royale really becomes really faithful to the book. That's when Bond meets Vespa Lynn on the train, when they're headed to Montenegro to the actual Casino Royale. Um, and that's when the like action begins and the faithful part of the story begins. And it was an awesome choice to to do that. Also, another slight change was in the book, the game they played in the casino was Baccarat, and they decided to change it from Baccarat to poker, which is smart because not everybody knows the rules of Baccarat, and pretty much poker is universal. So, and excuse me right now, I'm just gonna take a sip of a nice tasty beverage here. And this is the let me break here for a second. And this is the cool thing about doing the podcast like this. I could just sit back, like have a drink, have a cigarette, and just talk. And so, all right, tasty stuff. All right. So okay. So they're in the casino, and so the game starts, and you find out that well everybody's the same the same they bring in Felix, which is like wonderfully played by um I'm blanking on that guy's name. Oh shit, now I have a blank. The guy from Westworld. Oh, Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey Wright. I'm sorry. Too much alcohol. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Felix Leiter, played by Jeffrey Wright. Fantastic. And I've never seen a card game on screen be that suspenseful. When you like when Bond is up, you feel it when Bond loses and loses big. Like if anybody's gambled, like and like you know the anger and he portrayed that wonderfully. And on top of that, he had more than just it wasn't just a game. Like his mission was to beat Le Chief, and well, at first you think he lost, but his good trusty buddy Felix Leiter, who, well, in this case, they just met, of course, because um they or he decides to stake Bond in the game, and after poison attack and everything, he's back in the game, and he cleans out Lashif. And the one other cool thing, well, there's a bunch of cool things about the movie, but the relationship between Bond and Vespa Lynn. Actually, the reason why Bond is so cold-hearted in the books and most of the movies is because of Vespa Lynn. They were never able to show it on screen before, but she was actually the first woman, I guess you could say, that Bond fell in love with. That comes in later on, but yeah, the whole thing is awesome. It's very faithful to the book, and the torture scene. Oh my god, that was so like it's like so funny. I can remember in in the theater when when Lashif is torturing Bond with the nut and beating his nuts to death with it. There was an old lady that was sitting right in front of me. She got up screamed and just walked out. And I was like, really? It's PG-13. It's not that bad. But like, I guess for some reason it affected her. And but I always thought that was funny. She just screamed and walked out. And the fact that there was a little joke there about how Bond needed his nut scratch because he was not talking, and as you find out later on, it was Vespa that basically saved his life. He didn't know that at the time, but so Lashif is dead, and then that's when the love story starts, and even that's pretty faithful to the book. Bond gets hurt. He's in the hospital, and that's and in the recovery they fall in love and all that shit. And but just the fact that Martin Campbell was able to pack everything, the essence of Casino Royale and everything into that was like an amazing feat. And there's another cool aspect to the whole Daniel Craig era of Bond movies, and I'll touch on this in another video. But the fact that they were able to connect them instead of it was like his Daniel Craig's Bond is like a series of like films, but they're basically like part of the same overarching story. And I'll touch on that in a bit, but it's just it's cool how they did it. Now I have my reservations for the Quantum of Solace, the second outing in 2008. But that's a like story for another time. I will get into it. I'm not too keen on that movie. I've grown to like it. But Casino Royale, that's the best of them all. I think of the Daniel Craig era ones. The only one that comes close to being like better than Casino Royale is Skyfall. But I'd say they're pretty much tied. And so we'll see how you know the No Time to Die turns out. God, I've been waiting for that for a long time. This coronavirus, like, I mean, everybody has, but like, I just can't wait. And because that Kerry Fukunaga kid, he knows what he's doing. I say kid, but he's actually 10 years older than I am. But yeah, if you're gonna do a movie like that, uh, uh, do do it the way Martin Campbell uh, does it. I mean, if anybody gets the chance to directing a James Bond movie, which is highly like if you're the right guy, you're the right guy. But like if you're gonna do it, do it like that. And hopefully after the Bond era, or, I mean the um Daniel Craig era is over, maybe we'll get a Christopher Nolan directed Bond. That would be sweet. But yeah, like if you haven't seen Casino Royale, go out and get it. The 4K version of it is fantastic. Um and like yeah. So for now, let me check my time here. For now I'll sign off and yeah, but I'll give Casino Royale a 10 out of 10 because it's pretty damn good. And so hold on just a minute. All right, let me put up my cigarette here. Sorry, but I'm just sitting there talking but yeah, man, that movie was great. Great action. like, and, alright, let me check the time. Oh, if I missed anything, trust me, I'll, like, get it on the next one when it comes to Bond. But yeah, I hope you guys like this, episode. It's a new technique that I'm doing. And, I don't know. Alright, um, just give me 1 minute here. So yeah, while I'm checking the time, cause I gotta turn my phone around and stuff. You can put in the comments. What is your favorite Bond movie? Is it Casino Royale? Is it something else? I don't know, cause just I'm interested because I've done a lot of videos, but I've never actually talked about Bond, and I'm probably one of the biggest Bond fans out there. And so yeah, just let me know. And hold on here. Trying to do 3 things at once here. Um, all right. Yeah, I'm still here, but yeah, did you like the Chris Cornell song? But anyway, yeah, I just really like, and I hope everybody likes this thing. It's something new. I'm gonna be doing The Dark Knight next week, and it's probably gonna be a little bit better than this, cause it's the first time I'm trying this out, and yeah, cause you'll see what I'm talking about when you actually see the whole get up. So yep, I'm just about out of time. So until next time, I'll be back, just like James Bond. Until next time, Slyrin out, folks.